thing everybody likes to say is people have options. Everybody has options. But I want you to try something in real life. Say it out loud in front of the actual human being. Yes, she's one of my options. Watch that whole room freeze over because the word only works at a distance. The second it touches a real person, it just sounds wrong. And that's your first signal about it. Because if a concept cannot survive contact with the situation it describes, it's probably not describing reality. It's describing a model people invented. And people say they have options because they're interested in a lot of people. That's like saying you cook dinner because you open the fridge a lot. Looking at the food is not the same as cooking it. Interest is not relationship. Okay, let's go further, right? People say they have options because a lot of people would date them. But just because 10 people would date you or 10 people will get into a relationship with you does not mean you have options. It means that every shoe your size in the store fits your foot. That's exactly what it means. Fitting is not the same as working. Then the biological argument likes to show up. Humans evolved to maximize mating options. Okay. But I want you to explain this as well. Put 10 attractive people in front of someone. 8 register as nothing. 1 seems interesting. 1 or 2 feel strangely, irrationally alive. Not selection, not evaluation, recognition. Your nervous system didn't scan through inventory. It ran a pattern match. Then the modern argument, right? The modern argument. Dating apps, infinite profiles, endless exposure. But scrolling past 500 humans to find 2 interesting ones is not abundance. It's noise pollution. That's all it is. Visibility is not compatibility. Exposure is not resonance. A stadium full of people is not a relationship pool. It's just a stadium. That's all it is. Let's go to power strategy. Always keep options. Never depend on one person. That works in markets. It does. Because markets reward leverage. But relationships stabilize through mutual narrowing. The mutual narrowing of attention. 2 people slowly letting the rest of the room fade out. That's all it is. 2 people slowly letting the rest of the room fade out. And if you keep every door open forever, I want you to understand what happens if you follow the power strategy. If you keep every door open forever, you do not become powerful. You become unable to invest. And people who cannot invest cannot build anything real with anyone. And then people say they feel chemistry with a lot of people. I can go ahead and go past that now. That is not what's happening. You're experiencing activation from a lot of people. Novelty, validation, drama. Those are easy to trigger. Compatibility is not. If intensity met alignment, half the population would already be soulmates. But intensity repeats. Compatibility stabilizes. Let's go to cheating. Let's talk about the cheating argument. People cheat because they have options. I want you to know something that you are going to have to accept. Opportunities exist everywhere. Everywhere. But I want you to lock in. Faithfulness is not the absence of opportunity. It is the presence of commitment. And most of the time, cheating happens because something in that relationship broke and someone could not confront that honestly. That's all that ever happens. That's all that ever happens. Blaming options for cheating is like blaming grocery stores for hunger. It's just fundamentally the wrong mechanism. And let's go to where the whole thing breaks. I just go right past all the little small stuff. Every version of the options argument assumes the same premise, that relationships are built through a selection, right? Through a selection from a pool, just like shopping. But that is not what humans do. Humans form relationships through recognition and unfolding. You meet thousands of people, but most of them will never register, and very few of them will feel alive. Just a couple of them. And amongst those few, maybe 1 or 2 eventually grow into something real. And that is not a marketplace experience. That is alignment. Alignment. So when people brag about having options, here's what they usually mean. I'm going to tell you flat out. Attention. Attention. Matches. Flirting. Visibility. Attention is cheap. I just want you to understand, attention is cheap. People can vie for attention their whole life. Real connection is a rare event. Attention is the easiest thing in the world to generate. So this means that the real scarcity in relationships was never the people. There's billions of people, right? The scarcity about relationships is alignment. And alignment does not increase just because the crowd got bigger. So next time somebody says they have options, I want you to actually understand what they're really describing. Visibility, not compatibility, not relationship, not even a commitment. They're just talking about visibility. They're just widely seen. That's all they are. Because when it comes down to the people we actually bond with, most of us never had options at all. We had recognition, right? And recognition does not come in bulk.